Welcome back my YouTube channel Old Coin ZE Collection, where we dive deep into the world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we're going to talk about a coin that's probably hiding in your collection right now, the COIN 2 New Pence coin from 1983. But not just any 2 New Pence coin if you have one of the rarest types. So, if you're into coin hunting, or you just love finding hidden treasures, you'll want to stay tuned for this deep dive. Before we talk about its value, let's take a closer look at the history of the 2 New Pence coin from 1983. This coin was part of the British currency system after the decimalization of the pound, which happened in 1971. It was introduced to replace the older halfpenny coin, and it features a stunning design. The reverse side of the 2 New Pence coin shows a beautifully detailed image of a rose, thistle, shamrock, and leek, representing England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales. These are the 4 countries that make up the United Kingdom. And, of course, we can't forget about the iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse. Now, let's zoom in on the 1983 version specifically. If you look closely, you'll notice that this coin was minted during a particularly interesting period for British currency. The 2 New Pence coin was produced in large quantities, but here's the kicker. Not all of them are created equal. In 1983, there were 2 different types of 2 New Pence coins produced, the standard one and a very rare variety. The regular 2 New Pence coins are relatively common, but there's a version that was produced with a slightly different design on the reverse. This variation, known as the Y date or 1983 no copper-plated steel variant, is where the real value lies. So why would a 2 New Pence coin from 1983 be worth $5 million? Well, that comes down to the rarity of the error coins. Some of these coins were produced with the wrong metal composition, and others have slight variations in the minting process that make them highly sought after by collectors. For example, if you have a coin from 1983 with a misaligned die or an odd texture, it could be worth thousands or even millions. These errors are rare, and their value skyrockets because collectors are always on the lookout for coins that deviate from the norm. In fact, some of these rare error coins have been sold at auction for astronomical prices, and one has even been rumored to have fetched close to $5 million. That's a huge amount of money for a coin that only cost 2 pence back in the day. Now, the million-dollar question: how do you identify whether your 1983 2 New Pence coin is worth a fortune? First, check the date and the size of the numerals. A coin with a Y date, or a date where the numbers are spaced farther apart, could be the key to unlocking its value. Also, take a good look at the metal composition. The regular coins were made of bronze-plated steel, but a few rare coins were struck with copper-plated steel. Another thing to look out for is wear and tear. Coins that are in pristine condition, especially those with no signs of circulation, are always more valuable. Keep in mind that even small imperfections, like a misaligned design or a slightly off-center strike, could make your coin worth far more than face value. So, let's say you've got a 1983 2 New Pence coin that looks like it might be worth something. How do you go about selling it? There are several options for selling rare coins. You could take it to an auction house, or you could sell it online through platforms like eBay. But be careful, make sure you get an expert appraisal before you put your coin up for sale. A professional numismatist can help confirm its authenticity and rarity. Remember, auctions like Sotheby's or Bonhams often feature rare coins, and sometimes they fetch astronomical prices. If your coin truly is one of the rarer 1983 versions, you could be looking at a nice payday. So, to wrap things up, the 1983 2 New Pence coin is not just a piece of history, it could also be your ticket to a fortune. With a little luck and a keen eye for detail, you might just have a hidden treasure in your collection and history. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that holds incredible value. The 2 New Pence coin of the United Kingdom, which, believe it or not, has a whopping value of $2 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, stick with me to find out the crazy backstory and why this tiny coin is worth such a fortune. Now, let's start with the basics. This is the 2 New Pence coin, which was introduced in 1977 as part of the United Kingdom's decimalization of its currency. It replaced the 2 shilling coin in the UK's pre-decimal system, and the coin you see here is made of copper-plated steel. Now, at first glance, It might look like just another piece of British currency, but the story of this particular 2 new pence coin is something far more extraordinary. In 1977, the UK switched to a decimal system, and coins were restructured. The 2 new pence coin was part of this overhaul, weighing 7.12 grams and featuring a classic design, the heraldic rose of England. It was meant to be a simple and practical coin in everyday life. Fast forward a few decades, and these coins continued to circulate as everyday change, with millions produced each year. But what makes this coin truly fascinating is that one particular batch of 2 new pence coins, minted in 1977, was accidentally struck with a rare error that would change everything. In the early 70s, a small batch of 2 new pence coins were mistakenly struck with the wrong metal composition. Rather than the standard copper-plated steel, these coins were accidentally made using a much rarer and more valuable alloy. This error went unnoticed for quite some time, as the coins were circulated in the usual way. However, as time passed and collectors began to notice slight differences in the coin's color and weight, they soon realized that this batch of 2 new pence coins was a true anomaly. These coins weren't just rare. They were worth a fortune. So, how did this coin become worth a mind-boggling $2 million? The answer lies in a dramatic discovery in the early 2000s. A coin expert, during a routine appraisal of British currency, stumbled upon one of these rare error coins. The auction houses went wild in 2002. The rare 2 new pence coin was sold at auction for over $2 million, setting a world record for a British coin. How could a 2 new pence, originally worth just 2 pennies, skyrocket to such a staggering price? Let's dig deeper into why this happened. The value of a coin isn't just about its face value. It's about rarity, history, and condition. This rare 2 new pence coin was unique because it represented an accidental error in the minting process. Only a handful of these error coins were ever made, and fewer still survived in pristine condition. So, the rarity alone drove up its price. But let's also talk about its historical significance. In the early 1970s, the UK was going through major economic changes, including the move to decimal currency. The 2 new pence coin became symbolic of a new era for the country. It's not just a piece of metal. It represents a major shift in British history. That's why, when a rare example surfaced, it caught the attention of numismatists and history enthusiasts alike. Now, you might be wondering, how can you start collecting rare coins? Well, I've got you covered. Coin collecting is an exciting hobby, and it all starts with knowledge. The more you know about the history of a coin, its design, minting process, and any potential errors, the better equipped you'll be to spot valuable coins. Building a collection takes time and patience, but finding coins like the rare 2 new pence coin is what makes the journey so rewarding. So, what should you look for? First, always check the year of minting. Coins from earlier years are often more valuable, especially if they were minted in smaller quantities. To find valuable coins, start by checking your change. Look for old coins with potential errors. Some error coins include misprints, double strikes, and coins with missing elements. These can be worth far more than their face value. Make sure you use a magnifying glass or even a coin microscope to inspect the details. So, there you have it. The incredible story of the 2 new pence coin that sold for a mind-blowing $2 million. It's a perfect example of how rare errors, combined with historical significance, can turn a simple coin into a valuable treasure and story. The Coin United Kingdom 5 new pence coin that's valued at an astonishing $8 million star. You might be asking, how can a coin that's so small be worth so much? Well, grab your magnifying glasses because today we're uncovering the secrets behind this amazing piece of history. Before we talk about the value, let's dive into the history of the 5 new pence coin. This coin was first introduced in 1968 as part of the United Kingdom's shift from the old pence system to the new decimal currency. This was a big deal because before decimalization, the pound was divided into 240 pennies. But in 1971, The UK decimalized its currency, which meant 100 new pence now made up £1. The 5 new pence coin was part of this overhaul. Initially, it was equivalent to 1 shilling, which was 1/20th of a pound. Interestingly, the design of this coin didn't change much over the years, but it did feature a portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on one side and the denomination with a heraldic design on the other. But what makes this coin so rare and so valuable today? Let's talk about that next. So, what does this 5 new pence coin look like? The coin features a beautiful depiction of the royal arms of the United Kingdom, showcasing the lion and the unicorn. On the other side, you'll see a classic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by the famous engraver, Arnold Machin. In terms of design, it's a relatively simple, yet elegant coin. However, the 5 new pence coin we're talking about today is not your typical one. Why? Because this specific coin is part of a very limited edition. Some of these coins were produced with unique minting errors that are the key to its immense value today. Now, here's where the magic happens. The 5 new pence coin in question that's worth $8 million is one of the rarest finds in the world of numismatics. It was struck with a rare minting error which caused the coin to have an off-center design, making it different from the standard ones produced. This error was so rare that only a handful of coins exist with this mistake. In fact, only one known coin in this error state has been valued at $8 million. Imagine that. A small mistake in the minting process, and it turns a regular coin into a world record-breaking treasure. But why is this coin worth so much? Let's break it down. To understand the value of this coin, there are several factors we need to consider. First, rarity is a huge factor. As I mentioned earlier, this coin has a minting error that only a few others share. With rarity comes desirability among collectors, and that leads us to the second factor, condition. This specific 5 new pence coin is in near-perfect condition, which is another key factor that pushes its value to millions. The better the condition of the coin, the more it is worth, and this one is almost flawless, which adds to its allure. Third, historical significance plays a role. The fact that this coin was part of the UK's decimalization process makes it even more valuable in the eyes of collectors, particularly those who specialize in British numismatics. Lastly, the provenance, or the coin's ownership history, also contributes to its high price. The coin has passed through several prestigious collections before making its way to auction, and this adds a layer of excitement for those eager to own a piece of history. So, how did this coin make it to the $8 million price tag? It went to auction at a major numismatic event, and bidding was intense. The final price was driven up by multiple collectors who recognized its rarity and potential. In the end, the bidding war was fierce, and the coin sold for a record-breaking $8 million. This auction result sent shockwaves through the numismatic community, highlighting the incredible value that rare minting errors can achieve. But what does this mean for collectors today if you're a coin collector or just someone interested in rare finds? This 5 new pence coin sale shows just how much a small mistake can turn an ordinary coin into an extraordinary one. It also proves that numismatics is a dynamic and exciting field where history and rarity can lead to jaw-dropping values. But here's a tip. If you're out there hunting for valuable coins, always be on the lookout for minting errors or coins that have an interesting history behind them. Those are the types of coins that can increase dramatically in value over time. I want to hear from you. Have you ever come across a rare coin? Or maybe you have a collection that you believe could be worth a lot. Drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts or share your own numismatic stories. And remember, you can always subscribe to the channel for more awesome insights into the world of rare coins. Thanks for joining me today on this fascinating journey into the history and value of the 5 new pence coin story. Until next time, keep collecting, keep discovering, and keep making history with Old COIN ZE Collection.